Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel here today. Today we're here for more horse action here with Season 2 of Musume Pretty Derby. We're here to see what eventuates in the big race, goddammit, between Tokaitere and Measure McQueen. So yes, today all eyes will be on the Tenno show. Please look forward to it. We have over here some YouTube comments to get through and to frame our discussion, of course. Starting here with, and this one's humorous, I liked this one quite a bit. We have hopefully this is easier to read. Now if you're watching the full video and you're seeing those Patreon shoutouts, hopefully this is easier to read. I thought it was very funny. I liked that joke. Very well done. Either way, we go into a number of things here. I'll break them down piecemeal and we'll learn some more about the horses. So last week we had an award show. That is the URA Awards, or the URA. I don't know why I said it like that. Off to a rollicking good start. The JRA awards are the real-life equivalent. So you have JRA Horse of the Year and Best Older Male Horse Awards, seemingly referencing the ceremony in '91. And yeah, I got this from multiple places as well. The reason why we're getting this in episode 3 and not a little bit later on is both horses here are pretty far into their careers. Teo in particular has already done, or attempted, the whole Triple Crown thing, which was that was Special Week's whole thing last time around. So yeah, she's older. She's done it all already, you know? As for if it shows up in the games, yes, it does if it's relevant to the story, but it's not a mechanic per se. As for the new racewear that they receive, which I felt was very video gamey, that's just their alternate costumes. So it is kind of video gamey, but it's not as, rewardy, I guess. I may have noticed that Teo is wearing her G1 outfit for the race, the Osaka High, which she does in episode 4 from memory, I think. However, this didn't become a G1 race until 2017. Obviously, this is taking place back in Teo times. It's a good, quarter of a century ago. What gives? So yeah, we play a little bit fast and loose with it. Musume takes place in modern times. This is how the race is being considered now. Just gotta play, whatever it gives you, I guess. Got this from multiple sources as well. Mihono Bourbon's trainer, who's very funny. It's actually modeled after his voice actor, which is Takeya Kuroda. Of course, he's famous for Kiryu from the Yakuza series. That's why he looks like that. That's why he talks like that. It's meant to be kind of this seedy, underground, Yakuza type guy. Doesn't bode well, I'll give you that. Maybe it was that horse Rice Shower? Is that the horse? The horse that's following Mihono Bourbon around. Maybe we'll get her out of that precarious situation. The Teo step has a real-life analog, everybody. Very, very cool. Only possible due to Teo's unique flexibility. Back now to Mihono Bourbon. She's kind of got that cyborgy thing going on because that's kind of how she raced. Very consistent pace and ability, enduring difficult training without issue, without, shirking. And yeah, if you look at real images of the horse, which I'll put up here, massive muscles on it, oh my god. So maybe the cyborg, genetically modified, built in a lab. These are some good things to be thinking about that particular horse and their Musume equivalent. Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, because I'm obviously familiar with the Melbourne Cup and I knew that it was 3,200 meters. And I'm like, yeah, that's a long race. The whole thing about the build-up to the Melbourne Cup in Australia is all about stamina. Does the horse have the staying power? You have that race the week before. I'm forgetting it right now. But that's normally a good litmus test for the Melbourne Cup. But then the query becomes, okay, can they do the endurance part? Can they do that extra little bit? I think this is a larger conversation about focus in both seasons of the show we've seen thus far. And I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater when it does come to the slice of lifey stuff. I don't mind if there's side characters in it. Once again, the focus in episodes 1 and 2 of season 2 was fantastic. I loved how devoted we were to Teo and her journey, but branching out a little bit's still fun. I don't know. Again, you take the good with the bad there. Wait, so Twin Turbo isn't even good at short distance races? What's the point? Why is she here? I don't know. This seems like another one of those meme horses, maybe. I don't know. We still love her. She's okay. And yeah, here we go into weather/historical accuracy. Apparently from here on in, everything's pretty much how the races went. On race day, they're very, very devoted to telling the history there. I've kind of seen some clips on Discord that people kind of link to me after races are done, which is like, okay, here's the real life race so you can kind of track along and see how similar they are. I haven't included any of that stuff in the videos, but I am watching them and it's impressive devotion to the craft, I'll give you that. Obviously we take some creative liberties. We must remember that they are still horse girls and not horses, but we're trying our best within that framework, I think. But yeah, thank you for all the trivia, thank you for the detailed comment, and thank you for your name, which is far easier to read now. Next up, we have Waffy, who's loving some of the side characters here, Palmer and Helios and Bourbon and Rice Shower. Apparently Rice Shower is taking on a similar community stature as Urara. Just a little bit of a cutie. We want to protect them, basically. I don't know, seems very nervous, very shy, very meek. We'll you know, get her to get out of the shell a little bit. That's what we want. I'm happy you've noted this here, too. Some of the ears, I love it when they play around with them and, like, use that to tell part of the story and part of their emotion, right? I'd love us to pull back a little bit, or maybe some shots of the tail and get the tail all, you know, so say they're distressed for some whatever reason, just have the tail going all crazy, right? Like they're, you know, annoyed or something. Maybe that kind of stuff's already there. You don't want to, like, caninify it too much. You don't want them to, like, be wagging their tail when they're happy or nothing, but, like, I don't know. The point of difference of the show is that they are horses, so use that horse kind of attribute, I guess. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we got another Yakuza connection here, too. Teo's Doctor's VA is the same one as Majima from the Yakuza series. Again, I've only played, like, the first little bit of Like a Dragon. Funny story, I was playing it and then my PS5 got stolen. Very funny story. I don't know, guess I'll never finish it. But yeah, I wonder if there's something behind this Yakuza connection. So like some parent company stuff or something, I don't know. And yeah, these couple of episodes last week, they were set up. We're fully locked for this this upcoming race. Very, very well built up. Next up, Lazy Joe. Of course, again, mentioning the URA Awards, very similar to the JRA Awards. The 1991 ceremony, Teo won Horse of the Year, Major and McQueen won Best Older Male Horse. That's what they're both kind of on stage for there. Once again, during Major and McQueen's race, the Hanshin Daishoten, the rain isn't used for dramatic effect, like I theorized. It was accurate, like we said before. And yeah, since Teo and McQueen are past their classic year in 92, we're now following younger horses taking on their Triple Crown races. Obviously, Mihono Bourbon, Matikane Tannhauser, and the rest. Love Tannhauser, she's great. And yeah, once again, Bourbon taking on that nickname of the Cyborg, very literally. Yeah, she's a favorite too. I need to see her disarmed somewhat. I don't know how we're going to do that, though. And last comment here from Mobbin about the gay subtext in Musume, which is a little bit of a hot topic. I try not to see stuff on Twitter sometimes, but I still do because my Twitter algorithm is just going to show me things. People get mad when you say the horses are gay. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, I definitely am seeing some of that stuff, for sure. Of course. Take a little squiz at the rest of the stuff on the channel. You mightn't be surprised at that revelation that I choose to see the subtext whenever possible. And apparently the franchise got into trouble about being too overtly Yuri in its initial planning stages, so they have to be a bit more careful about it. Again, Yuri and, you know, gacha game audience, it doesn't always smash. You know, you read between the lines on what I'm saying there, I think. But yeah, in some areas we do have pretty solid proof of Yuri inclination, that being Daitaku Helios screaming their love openly for Daichi Ruby. Oh, specifically screaming into that stump. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, sure. You know, the rest of it could be subtext. As long as we've got some concrete confirmation somewhere, I'm pretty happy about the whole thing. Again, it's more just cute and stuff. I don't think it's going to impact anything plot-wise, and it's just a point of discussion, but it's nice. I enjoy it. Either way, we'll leave the comments there and chat at the Patreon. Thank you very much for the support on the Patreon. If you want to be that 1 week ahead, like maybe these next couple episodes after today's episodes go super mega giga awesome and you want to see them right now, that's available to you. It's linked in the description below. It's only $6 a month. A very big thank you to the following people who have supported me. That'd be Sean, Ace Lightning, AJ, Akamansa, Astifif, Bananarama Hamadama-sama, Batero, Brennan M. Gibbons, Brett Jones, Capella, Choberibi, Copley, Cure Dynamic, Dakota, Dapper Dwarf, Diark Lord, Doke Hyun, Ed, Eric Algelius, Fancy Question Mark, Fluffy, Fried Rice, Fruit, Gloriana Tenebray, Glyke, Hans Peter, I. Bailey, Ika, Iria, Yaku Yavanen, Jacob R., Jeff Solis, Joran, Kasogtha, Clem, Lexi, Lick H, Lou, Lupe Ferrugia, Maddock the Doppelganger, Matthew Bratcher, Matthew Mortlock, Mickey Babbers, Miru, Mistake L. Chen, Molly Weinberger, Mr. Maniacs, Nature Without Man, Noah, Pencil Shop 333, Pike, Rex 15M, Ronlad BNK, St. Lily, Sal, Sam1373, Samuel Guerrero, SGM Janus, Skeleton, Tentacle Member, Waifu Overdose Without a Net, Binchi, Jummy Boo, Kelvin, BD422, Bryce Peak, Vanessa Gonzalez, and Ren. Thank you very much for giving me money. I enjoy the money. On the Horse Girl program, on Musume. We're leading into the spring Tenno Show. It's one of them. Again, Teo, she's going to be an undefeated horse. She's not going to take the easy way out and just take easy battles. She's going to go up against her longtime rival, very long-time rival. There's some flashbacky stuff there last week that was very good. That would be Major McQueen, who ended up winning her... Hang on. Where is it again? The Hanshin Daishoten. Yes. She won that lead-in race. We had Teo winning her lead-in race, the Osaka High. Everything's leading to this one apex point. I should mention Mihono Bourbon stuff as well. They're doing their Triple Crown. That'll be happening too. Canopus are being Canopus too. Anyway. I think it's time to jump in. Let's jump into episode 5 of season 2 now. Very, very excited to see where this race ends up. And rightio, episode 5 of Musume season 2 up there ready to go. 23 minutes and 55 seconds on this one. Sync up accordingly with your own copy. I have the OK Subs version. Please get that version if you'd like to sync up with my version. If not, there's a picture-in-picture version in the description below for your viewing pleasure as well. Let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Rightio, 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, here we go. The Spring Tenno Shore. All eyes on us. Every time, man. With Oguri Cap. Love that joke, too. Data heads. They can have a full-on punch on here in a second. What? What is this? When did this happen? Good old Golshi channel. What a story. That's random as hell. I'm a little bit bewildered at Golshi channel. I need to get back on track, pardon the pun. Satono Diamond, Kita-san Black. I'm remembering them. What are we going to do with them? Because they're prominently featured in the opening as well. Are they going to have, like, stuff to do in this season? I don't know, maybe their character flashpoint will happen in the wake of the result of this race. I guess I should talk about what I think's going to happen, too. I kind of swung back and forth last week about what I thought. Of course, there's the whole grandma stuff, too. And the tortoise and the hare. Does that bode well for Major McQueen? Or not so well? I'm going to say that McQueen wins. Because I think it would be interesting for Teo's character if she loses a race. But it would be close, maybe. Again, unless something else happens, like an injury or something. Yeah, so she's just kicking ass. Got that stamina thing going. Yay. Not going to do a twin turbo and gas out. Yeah, the other two are done. They're like, cut the segment. Alright, and you're going to be just like jumping over buildings now. It's going to be like a shotgun blast, ready? Bang. Again, I'm sure all of us have had that feeling in the past at some point. Like, a huge weight is taken off you and you just feel like you're running on air. It's great. She's broken the frickin' sound barrier again. Pause. I don't know. I wish you could tell me. I'm interested. Day of the race? Ah, Princess Tutu. Oh no. Oh, Mihono Bourbon. We have S Stalker. Just gonna try this thing again. The hat underneath the hoodie is great. What is it, like 5 a.m.? Just run across the road. Nobody's out yet. You don't have to stop. There's no cars. Let's just say it's a metaphor, sure. Oh yeah, these two. No, it's like a crystal ball for fortune telling. That's no good. She's fun though. For sure, for sure. Okay, twin turbo. Why'd she say it like that? Thank you. She's got heterochromia? Jesus. Hello, double turbo. What are we lining up? Oh my god. Oh. We got out-fanned by like two 10-year-olds. That's crazy. You guys ever lined up for anything like that? Not for me. Good for you guys, though. Now, see, this is what I thought the vibe was like a few minutes ago when we did the sunrise, right? Like, this is the day of the race, right? I'm no sports scientist. I don't know about going for a little jog on the morning of the race. Guess gotta warm up, but it's not really even warming up. Just seems excessive, no? Open the gates. Hey, they're fast. Huh? Anything? Maybe they got a future here. She's gonna make so much money today. It's all about the money. Factually correct, yes. I never thought about Musume characters needing to change into their clothes. I just kind of thought it happened. Learn something new every day. Not playing favorites, I like that. I don't think it's the kind of thing where there would need to be some coaching on the day. Yes, Kiryu. Ah. She's back. She's got an absolute 5-head as well. Not that I can be talking, really. Hello, Major Palmer. Ah. We fuck with these two, though, for sure. Maybe she'll win. How about one of them dead heat things again? We could cheat and do that. Oh, these guys are great. Just the exposition. He's just like me, for real. Get this guy on commentary. Jesus. She thinks she's on the team. They're just special characters, aren't they? Oh, we're not supposed to see each other on the day of our wedding. Place your bets now, chat room. I still think it's McQueen. Oh, damn. Backup dancer. They're cute. See, it reminds me of like first day of school type stuff. She lost. Scissors, paper, rock. We had that sinister figure in the back there as well. She looks... I don't know. I'm sticking my guns, though. I think McQueen wins. She's got mad aura. Yeah, we're getting a bit late in the episode, eh? Well, you didn't have one? Oh, I guess not. Speaking of aura, Jesus. Can smell it from here. What the hell? What is it? She has to reapply it herself? Oh, okay, so it's like a bad luck charm. I like Camp Majoro there. What are you talking about? Dear God, I hope not. So I wonder how that plays out in real life then. That's interesting. Wonder if the gate will play into it too. Dude, imagine having an ad break right now. That would be insane. Buckle in, it's a long race, everybody. I mean, could we get some random third party winning? You wouldn't imagine, so. I don't know about the strategy in a 3,200 meter race of getting out to a lead, but anyway. Look at this race, it's stopping the nation. Okay. So once you come around again, it's been got on, yeah, because everybody's gone over it once already. Well, she's got the power, but that's what McQueen's been training too. See that blend there between the 2D and the CG? Even there again. Looks okay. I don't mind it at all. Because normally that's a faux pas. It's very jarring. Here we go. Interesting. Teo is kind of dictating the race right now, though. Go on, McQueen. Hold now. Hmm. Not gaining any ground, buddy. At least very slowly. The more we zoom in on the foot, I have like PTSD. You know? Silent Suzuka type areas. She hasn't looked back once. Which now that I think about it, that's the point. You're not focused on the finish line, you're focused on McQueen. That was the line last episode. That's more... McQueen's not turning around. Yeah, 100%. Oh! Damn, not even second. Hey, but be happy for McQueen. Come on now. And they say I can't predict these things. Come on now. Interesting. Let's focus now. Happy that Satono Diamond's happy. Just the nod of approval. Yeah, but now what? Gotta get all inspirational now. It's tough to do, though. Hug it out. Yes. Finally, I'm right. Horse hug. Once again, just like mature, gracious in defeat. A little bit more gracious than Kita-san Black there. No way. This makes me want to bring out all the inspirational quotes like I was saying, right? It's like, you know, today's loss is on the journey to another victory, or I don't know. I can't think of any. I'm not very inspirational. But yeah, you pick yourself back up. Didn't happen for you. Nobody remains undefeated forever. Come on. And now it's about the next thing, the next hurdle. The life of a racehorse, chat room. Now, for me, taking a step out of the episode for a second, I just thought it'd be more interesting for Teo's character if she lost. Like, what do we learn if Teo wins there? Not much. That's why I ended up on the decision I did. I like trusted the writing instinct. You know, what I think I would do in that situation. I don't know if I'm critical or not, but they teased us a long time that episode, didn't they? They're like, it's about to happen. Oh, no, hold back. No, hold back. I don't know. We got there, though. It was a good race. Very enjoyable. And what I might do is stop and have some dinner, and then I'll come back and we'll knock over the last episode. Sounds like a plan. I'll see you in a second. And a little bit later on now, but we have episode 6 up there ready to go. 23 minutes and 55 seconds on this one. Sync up accordingly with your own copy. Same copy as last time. OK Subs version. Picture and picture in the description below as well. Let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio. 3, 2, 1. Go. Okay, so full disclosure, I've watched this first 30 seconds like a few times. Is there like an audio problem? Because that's fine. That's all synced. Then you'll see here, where we cut back in. Like, what is that sound effect? Was that twin turbo? Okay, I think we're fine, maybe. Anyway, she's injured. Sorry, I've ruined the reaction, everybody. But yeah, we're going the injury route, which I'm unsure about. Damn. Good thing you got about 7 episodes to figure it all out. I don't know, that audio thing's just like thrown me completely off. I'll explain the injury thing. I liked... I don't know. There is now plausible deniability for us to say that, oh yeah, she was just injured again, if you know what I mean. Even if, again, the injury happened in the wake of everything and it was a bit of a post-race thing, she still wasn't operating at full physical 100%. It probably gives you an opportunity to be like, okay, well, kind of McQueen's victories there, like, it's a little bit hollow. I don't know, there's just space enough for that. I would have liked it to be more unanimous. But more to the pertinent stuff. What's Teo gonna do now? What's gonna be her next thing? I'm just thinking about some stuff. What do you do when you're like an extremely good, like at something, but have kind of lost that touch to do it for a living? You end up coaching or teaching. Are you going to mentor somebody else, maybe? Searching for a reason. The butler. Oh, really? Okay, everybody's fucking injured. Conspicuous post in the back. I didn't mean to laugh. It was just, I didn't expect to see it. Yeah, I would have did it in person, McQueen. Hmm. Yeah, we're dropping like flies out here, man. We need Suzuka back. Suzuka's been deported. She's not welcome back. Yeah, she's not herself. Yeah. That's a bit depressing. How are we going to get out of the slump? I don't like to see her like this. Indeed. What drama indeed. Oh! Go on then, Palmer. Let's go. Let's go, Major Palmer. We fuck with these two heavy. Rival? Just date? Like, anyway. Oh yeah, you, the cyborg. Wonder what Teo thinks about that, yeah. Look at her, she's doing the thing that I wanted to do. Okay, dude. I did that too. That's depressing. That's very well done. Yes, Mihono. Bourbon. Finally. It's a cool scene, actually. Oh, the showdown. Like the direction there a lot. What, is Hana-san going to give us some good advice here? She's got to find a new dream. Gave him a slap on the ass. Thank you for the pep talk. Well done. Do you know what that felt like? That felt like Grand Blue or something. That was quite funny. Go on then, Rice Shower. Easy. There's levels to this, says Rice Shower. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Oh god, what's the coach gonna say? Or the master, excuse me. The trainer. Hey, look at those two. I'm liking these side characters more these couple episodes, for sure. Holy shit. Focus on the race. Stop talking about Teo. Run for the power of Yuri like those two. Oh, fucking everyone's in this race. Oh, shit. Holy fuck. Lyric Earth. Measure a Palmer just by a hair. Learn by losing. We like this. We gotta do the learning part. Not doing much of the learning part. What does that remind me of? The Disappointed People. B&W? Yeah. I think so. Okay. You didn't even need to do anything. Easy. Could have drawn that scene out longer, maybe. I was in. And then it just ended. Gluteus medius? No, you do both. That's a bit more like herself, though. Trust him. Bit of trust. Yeah, why? Mm-hmm. Who are the big ones for? Yeah, why does she have so many towels? They're all necessary parts. Yeah. Thanks, leader. Yeah, I'm not seeing it yet either. Maybe it'll be once we see them running. This is just hooting and hollering. Thanks, leader. Why does she have two? Why do they both have two? Kind of for each other? Yeah. Yeah, I thought we were going in this direction. Despite us not being in the same race, I'm still racing for another person. Where's my good friend McQueen? I think it's about time for her. I think he knows too. Why is this like scary? That was scary. I don't. We're going up to the estate. Well, kind of is. Oh yeah, you're a celebrity. I remember now. Oh, you were what? Sure. Racing for the fans. That's another one. That's another reason, for sure. Imagine being on the bus and running into, like, your, like, hero. Like, somebody you look up to like that. Ah! Yeah, we're going to see fucking McQueen. We're going up the hill. Summer? Ugh. The Colonel. Sanatorium? Another very well directed scene. I like this. Look, she's still in rehab. Come on, you gotta put the weight on. Train to failure. If you're doing 10 reps of anything, it's not heavy enough. I don't know. Probably less about trying to gain muscle and more about rehab. Gain muscle. This is awkward. Thoughts? It's you, dickhead. Sorry. Maybe it is it? I see. So it isn't over after one race. Yeah? Oh. Yeah, I remember that. She just beasted. So I guess the argument could be that, you know, it was like Major McQueen advantage. Yeah, by the nature of the race. Correct. They're going into that now. I don't think I'm searching for a reason anymore. Her admitting that's kind of cool too. I fuck with this. Wait, she's back. She probably felt your tear from before. Okay. Pardon? Oh no, not the doctors again. No, 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 no. The scary staff? Yeah. No, thank you. Oh, the needle bit again. Really like the look in their eye this episode. There's some great, like, I don't even know if we'd call it animation. It's more art of, like, the characters. They just looked very striking and beautiful and stuff. Yeah, that kind of, the starlight scenes there, working well there. The episode overall, I just think we were just a little bit too down in the dumps too long. I'd like if it had a little bit more modulation. You just kind of know where it's going from the beginning, IMO. And I'll need to watch it again, but I don't know about the decision. Like, why did McQueen choose to not speak to Teo when she left for months on end for this injury? Like, why didn't she tell her? I'll need to watch it again, that's okay. Oh, this is cute. That's replaced the Simboli Rudolph scene. Oh, that's actually super significant. That's great. Because it's replaced what Simboli Rudolph represents as her goal. That's why it's placed here now. It's the new one. And yeah, we'll leave it there. I'll return tomorrow for a bit of analysis, but very good again. Once again, it leaves me in a spot where I'm like, what's next? But maybe that's good as well. Just get away from the predictability of it all. Also, that audio was weird. Anyway, I was freaking out for nothing. It's fine. Anyway, tomorrow, you'll see me. I'll see you in a second. And we're back. It's actually been a couple of days since I recorded before because of unforeseen scheduling things, I guess. But 2 more episodes in the book, in the ledger, in the can, whatever you want to say there. Upon reflection, I'm kind of thinking about the season. is very quick overall, and I'm unsure how to feel about it right now. I guess I misinterpreted the scope of the story early on, and it's just kind of like, I'm a little bit shocked. I'm like, okay, this isn't going, how I thought it was going to go. Let me explain a little bit more. So, we've already started, with Teo up here, then she comes down here, right? She has that moment in episode 2, then she comes back up out of it, she trains really well, blah, 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 blah. We're building into this week, she then goes down again, so we've already oscillated twice within her character, and it seems like we're oscillating back up again. It's very parabolic. I guess Teo and her mood kind of swings from episode to episode a little bit, with her coming back up out of it again. And that leads me to think about an overall thesis statement for maybe season 2, which seems to me to be what we do it all for. If we're, let's think about our characters. We have Teo and McQueen. Obviously, we go into that. Episode 6 is called Searching for the Reason. Like, that's pretty pointed there. But I mean, Teo initially doing it to do undefeated Triple Crown. Doesn't happen. Okay, well, now I'm going to do it to be undefeated. Well, that doesn't happen. She needs to look potentially less externally for these goals and more internally and more, I guess, insularly within Team Speaker, within McQueen. Mihono Bourbon, her thing right now seems to be doing it for the Master. We'll see if that's challenged eventually, and potentially she starts doing it for somebody else instead, potentially a rice shower. Seems like we're going towards that way. We have Helios and Major Palmer and them. They're obviously finding success in doing it for each other as well. The most we can get out of Canopus at the moment is probably Nice Nature and her kind of building her inspiration and her success here, kind of inspired by Teo and that kind of thing. So there's a little bit of, it seems to me that we're looking to other characters, other personalities, other rivalries to propel ourselves rather than external goals, which runs in counter to what, McQueen does really well in episode 5 here, which is look towards the finish line and accomplish the goal. Don't look back towards your partner. So again, maybe keep that one in mind. Who's ultimately going to be reigning supreme there? But both in looking towards that finish line, she's also thinking about Teo. We kind of go into that at the end of episode 6 a little bit. That's why she's found her success and why she's so inspired to tackle her rehab in the way she's been tackling it. But then that brings into question, why didn't she say goodbye when she was going to be away? Anyway, food for thought. I don't know, we're at about the midpoint. It's time to start thinking big picture about what we're trying to say. And I think, again, a bit rambly here in this section, but it seems to be, again, like inspiration from each other and this kind of like rivalry and the intensity of it, pushing ourselves forward rather than, anything else. TLDR, they're really gay. That's kind of... That's kind of my thoughts there, I guess. I don't know, I didn't finish my initial point. That's the reason why it's oscillating, is that Teo's kind of finding what she's doing it for all for. And it seems that she's found that in McQueen, and we're going to see how, what becomes of that, I guess. What else? I thought the episodes, again, were pretty well produced, pretty funny. It's a really funny show. Great opportunities for banter and whatever else. Thought potentially there was a little bit too much build-up, even this episode, into the Spring Tunnel Show. I thought we could have got into that one a little bit quicker. Kind of, when did we get into this thing? Around here, maybe? Yeah, we're well into it by that point. But, like, it kind of, they're edging us a little bit through this starting section of the episode. Bit too much teasing for mine, but it's okay. We got through it. What else? It leaves me in a weird position as to what we're going to do next. I don't know, more races between McQueen and Teo. It is a little bit of a difference, again, off of Season 1, which of course had this special week Suzuka thing. They really didn't race against each other much at all. It seems that there's going to be more races between McQueen and Teo. That's a difference. I probably prefer this, if I'm honest. And yeah, just to make my point clear, about the ED, see how this is Simboli Rudolph here at this point in the ED now in episode 5, and then it becomes McQueen at this point in episode 6. It's because that goal has changed and it's become more, again, insular between Teo and McQueen. I think it's a really good demonstration of that, instead of chasing that far-off dream of what Simboli Rudolph symbolizes to me. Pardon the pun. It's more this. It's more the connection there. It's a little bit more personable. Good change. Smart stuff, changing up your ED to accommodate that. Just kudos. I thought it was well done. But what do we say we dive back through here and have another look? I've already talked about a lot of macro stuff, so potentially the discussion here turns a little bit more micro about what particular scenes are doing and why they're so good. Good early montage here, building up the hype, of course. I like, as I've said before, the fandom aspect. It seems a lot broader than Season 1 in my view. Like, we get a bit of slice of life into, you know, the fandom of Musume and the racing and the whatever else. I feel like that just fleshes out the world a lot more. Like, it feels like a big deal. It feels like a really big deal, right? And when Teo does what she does, it feels like a really big deal as well because of the fandom, you know? A few good recurring bits here too. Always loving the the haircutting bit. Best we remind ourselves now of Goldship channel as well. Goldship has a YouTube channel. She's on that grind, much like myself. Very funny bit. I get the feeling that Goldship might not keep up with a, what's the word? Steady upload schedule. Maybe a little bit erratic there from her. The content here, very Japanese, a lot of text on the screen and whatever else, very Nico Doga. This is increasingly becoming a thing, in my view, now that again, content on the internet has kind of become ingratiated into the culture more. I don't know, of recent shows I've watched, this isn't the only YouTube channel creation parody I've seen. See City the Animation for that as well. Fantastically funny. But yeah, we basically beat the fuck out of Trainer, so, you know, good content, I guess. May get age restricted. So here's the thing. Like, she trains stamina. Seems to be running great. Not running out of gas, doing any of that stuff. The hill sprint's really working there. That training that we did with both characters in episode 4, bearing fruit. I'm trying to get, and we'll get there, because the race is obviously the second half of the episode, but what is the tangible reason as to why she loses? Because I was seeing something like, she's watching McQueen a lot, and seeing what McQueen's doing, and basing her race off of McQueen's actions, where McQueen is a lot more, I guess, active, taking the race into their own hands and whatever else, looking towards that finish line instead of looking backwards, which would make me kind of extrapolate and think that the moral there is that we shouldn't focus on each other and, you know, build up rivalry and intensity between another individual. But then by the end of episode 6, that seems to be where we're trying to go with it. I don't know. We're probably going to explore that theme more in the rest of the show, so maybe just park it. And yeah, now that I think about it as well, we want McQueen to do like a shorter distance race, something a little bit more in Teo's wheelhouse. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe that'll reveal things too. Maybe it is just literally, this is McQueen's distance. This is what she's good at. She's the reigning champ for a reason. You're just not as built for that stuff, despite you trying to train up that stamina. I think we do a really good job here with McQueen and getting across that speed difference and that kind of, you know, explosive movement, like strengthening up that aspect of her running. I feel like it's displayed quite well. It's a very specific feeling. Again, if you've ever worked with, you know, wrist weights or ankle weights before, taking them off and feeling that freedom. I feel like that's gotten across quite well here in the animation, the editing, the sound. This scene here feels a little bit redundant, like we've already done this. I guess we're just trying to rule of threes these kind of rice shower Mihono bourbon encounters. We must remember it's a weekly show too, like, I don't know. You mightn't have remembered this scene. Let's give you a little reminder of what's going on with these characters. Do find it very funny. I mean, again, I did this in the reaction, but like, there's no cars out. It's very early in the morning. You could just run across. You don't need to wait. Even though the sign says this, just go. No one's going to stop you. I don't know. Again, Rice Shower doesn't have a lot of characterization at the moment for me, for mine. Maybe this just is part of her character, that she's very rules, you know, focused, I guess. Similarly, here we have another reminder scene about characters that were introduced early in the show. Like, hey, they still exist. They're going to be a going concern. And am kind of warming up to the two of them. I like them quite a bit. One true pair, Palmer and Helios, anybody? I'm certainly on board. Small aside, I really like how Twin Turbo says Tokai Teo. Says Tokai Teo. I just like that. It's a little bit of an inflection there. Enjoyable to the ear. Why does Teo call her Double Turbo? Does she not know her like that? I thought that they were friends. She's right, I sit right next to you. What do you mean you forgot my name? As always, Kita-san Black and Satono Diamond, super wholesome. Love them lining up early for the big, the big game, the big race. I actually like them in tandem with these fucking nerds as well. This guy has a lot of screen time here later on, now I remember. He just, blabbermouth, mile a minute. But I guess I like it because it's like an unlikely pairing of two different, couples, I guess you would say. You have these fucking nerds here that are very analytical about it and, obviously still share that deep passion for the racing. And then you have these two that are a little bit more about the fandom. I don't know, it encompasses all aspects of, I guess, sports fandom in a cool way. Like, analytical and passion, young and old, all together. It was very wholesome. I liked it. I like a small difference here. I just noticed this. Look at these fortunes, obviously from Parma and Helios. Gonna run and gonna run? She's just confused. She's just confused about what's meant to be going on here. That's quite humorous. Really like this moment here too when McQueen's running around and it's like, wait, you're the one from the poster? Like, cute. Hey, I'll bring this up again. Like, I'm not obviously a professional sports person, but I wouldn't imagine it's a good idea to go for a, morning run on the day of an event. It's good to warm up, obviously, but I wouldn't be doing it at the crack of dawn when, say, you're running at 1 o'clock. Like, that just doesn't seem good to me. You don't want to spike early, like, at all, right? I don't know. Maybe, again, a small jog isn't nothing for a horse girl. Maybe a bit different than humans. I like the continual use of this poster from Teo. We'll see a scene in next episode where everything is then scribbled out as it is to signify that she has no goal at the moment. And once again represents this oscillation of her mood and her character arc, right? It's constantly changing what her goal is to be. What is something that can be unchanging? What is something that is going to be there the entire time? What is something that can't be defeated by a single loss? It is the relationship that I have with McQueen, right? I'd love to see next episode potentially this whole thing be replaced with like a picture of the two of them or something. That'd be quite swell. McQueen here instead looking upon this trophy cabinet, I would say, from her family, just representative of the legacy and the dynasty and the grandmother character and all that other kind of stuff. Again, that's what's propelling her here. Different kind of motivations for our two leads. Maybe there's something to this. We have, Kita-san Black and Saturno Diamond running off. There's almost like a gate opening sound, and we comment that they're quite fast compared to everybody else. Obviously, again, horse girls where they are not. They're going to get into racing at some point, right? Right? That's like a preview a little bit. It's like a gate opening and them running. Cute? I think it's cute. I always love us splitting the difference between, again, a sporting environment and an idol-esque environment too. This looks like a green room or something. This looks like where you'd get your makeup done and get your outfits put on correctly for a performance or something like that, right? Like, it doesn't seem like you're about to go out and run a race from this kind of setup here. But then when they're walking down the race, when they're kind of making that march towards the light, that's very sports. So, like, again, splitting the difference in a very cool way. Hello, everybody. This is Dai Sangen. I don't know what her weird aura is. I don't know if that was explained and I missed it. It just kind of looks like she stinks. I don't know. She's pretty cool. I tend to like these characters that are quietly confident and then, have things not go their way. Love this here in the build-up too. These two literally saying the title of the episode, which is like undefeated versus reigning. Like, that's actually like true in a lot of like combat sports. That's generally something you'll end up seeing, like a plucky, come up person, undefeated, coming up against the reigning champ. That's a really cool dynamic that we're exploiting here. I don't know, just a cute reference to the title. Oh yeah, and then this guy's like motor-mouthing all this like lore about, the actual tactics behind everything. Again, mirroring off of the other two, off of Kita-san Black and Saturno Diamond, that are a little bit more just like emotive. Like, that's their motivation. Like, I've just come up with a bunch of reasons why McQueen might win, like, logical reasons, where you're just like, well, Teo's not going to lose because Teo's the best. Again, I like both sides of the fandom being represented here. It's almost mirroring the fandom of Musume as well. You have on one side, I really love the personality of the horses and, the relationships there and what they represent and the feels of it all. And, you guys are very data-driven, probably play the game, looking for the right builds and whatever else. Twin Turbo here is incredible. It gives the idea of, like, somebody showing up in full kit to, like a football game or something. Oh, just in case they need to sub me in. It's like, bro, you're not on the team. You're not gonna do anything here. What do you mean you're gonna step up if nobody else can make it? You weren't invited. Lovely. And you famously gas. You have no stamina. You'd go terribly in this race. What? Whatever. Twin Turbo. Love this moment. Probably one of the best moments of the build-up here is just this quiet walk together from McQueen and Teo. So there's a lot of silence, and there's a lot of internal focus, but there's also, like, anticipation between the two of them. Who's going to talk first, and all that other kind of nonsense. The first thing that McQueen says here is, promise not to cry if you lose, which ends up, you know, we pay that off by the end of the episode for sure, which is a very serious line, which again, then Teo tries to come back and kind of diffuse it. Like, that was very genuine, where it feels like Teo interpreted it as kind of like trash talk. And then they kind of both default to their, you know, normal relationship that they've built up through their schooling and whatever else, which is very much trash talk and, you know, thinly veiled, you know, I'm doing this, it's no sweat for me, blah, 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 trying to, like, project a little bit. I don't know, it goes from a serious tone to a very jokey tone very quickly, both trying to play it nonchalant despite all the build-up here, despite all the pressure that's on them right now. It feels, again, a little bit fake from the both of them, much like, again, when they finished those practices earlier, and we're like, oh, it was no sweat, oh, this is what I normally do, blah, 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 blah. Not, again, fully outwardly displaying the importance of the situation and the importance of each other to each other, right? Keeping it a little bit hidden. Also love how pissed McQueen gets here when she loses Scissors, Paper, Rock. We need to do some Symboli Rudolph lore. What do you mean, I wish I had a rival to race against? Was there nobody on your level and you just won everything? Like you didn't have anybody like that? Then was Marazensky from a different time than you? Did you guys not race together? You guys are being paired up a lot. I don't know. It's an interesting line to be like, I wish I had a rival. And then Marazensky's like, huh? There's a bit of a knowing look. Is this anything, chat? Am I on the right track? This Majoro McQueen, like, shoe bit is a little bit, like, it just feels like it's a reference to something that happened and it delayed the race. Like, McQueen came out here and it's like, oh, the horseshoe, something happened to it, and in the real race, they had to delay it. I do like how literal we get here with, like, literally, like, she doesn't have any help here. She does it herself, like, at the gates. Like, point being, I don't think that the horse did it themselves in real life, is my point. Like, it's a little bit of a farce. But in the build-up here, the thing that we're doing, pretty obviously, is, like, she lost Scissors, Paper, Rock. She now has this thing going on with the shoe. She's delaying everybody. The pressure is on her a little bit more. All eyes are on her. It seems like things aren't going her way, again, until that race, until she starts to pull ahead, you know? What was that again? Talent, effort, luck? Well, seems like luck wasn't on your side until it was, you know? It's a fickle thing. Ooh, extra lore here, too, from these bozos. They say that the most famous horse girl of all time, this happened to her, and then she ended up losing. Again, I obviously don't know who the most famous horse girl of all time is, but, like, we'll watch out for it. Maybe it gets adapted, I don't know. And finally, after a lot of delaying there, we're actually in the race. Palmer here does what the Fortune told her very early in the episode. You know, get out in front and, you know, press the advantage early, try to get out to a huge lead that is insurmountable. This doesn't end up being successful. I'm starting to question the legitimacy of the fortune telling. What do you mean there's a horse girl with a crystal ball? What is this? Another really fun point of contrast here is, like, everybody over here, like, shouting, you know, cheering for their people. And then we just have Boss Man over here, Yakuza-kun. I forget his name. He doesn't care at all. Look at the two of them. Downright robotic. A couple of things here. I like the tactic of the race of it being multiple laps and that breaking up the track a little bit and making it a little bit tougher for, you know, these on top of the ground running horses, you need a lot of stamina during that second lap. You need to get stuck in a little bit more. Reminds me of that heavy track discourse that we did with McQueen and her being really suited to that. So again, things are just falling her way. Another thing that we notice here is a lot of Teo's, thoughts and tactics and whatever that are happening in her head revolve around McQueen, right? I'll stick behind McQueen during the opening and the mid-game. Around that third corner of the second lap is when I'll, put on the moves. Question, chat room. Majoro McQueen, Majoro Palmer, is there anything going on? They're just part of, like, the same family? Doesn't seem like they have much to do with each other. Do they even have a moment together in the show thus far? I don't know, because we've obviously got those other Majoro horses in the show that are kind of like in the mansion along with McQueen. Yeah, I don't know. So it's a bit of a weird... I'm unsure where that all fits in. See, like these two here, are we all involved? What's the go? Now the two horses of the day make their moves. They've surpassed Majoro Palmer. There's about 800 meters to go. And McQueen's hit the front. Look at her. Solely focused. You're a little bit cocky, just a little bit, right? Like, even draw some lines here a little bit. You would say that in her eyesight, still just solely McQueen, It's where Taya presses even harder. This is normally where it would be where she would rush out ahead. Think similarly to the Osaka High, which she ran. This is where she just kind of blitzed everybody. Very, very hard thing to do after you've already ran, 2.5, 3 kilometers? Like, it's insane. It's an insane level for you to be able to do that right here, right now. And you're unable to close the gap. I just love how this stands in contrast to a lot of the other races we've seen in the series. Normally, again, this would be where our protagonist character does kick ahead, and it just doesn't happen for her. Once again, a lot of that internal stuff being like, watch this, McQueen, I'm about to do this, McQueen. Like, that's not her philosophy here at all, you wouldn't say. I think the most telltale one being here like this, McQueen from Teo. Like, what do you mean, McQueen? Look towards the finish line, you dumbo. It's probably a little bit mean, but it's the thing that gets McQueen the win. Even to the point of falling behind even more, to like these meme horses that don't even have names. Like, who's this frog one? I don't understand. You would imagine this character here comes back again, right? Like, we end up seeing the face and some other business there. This Majoro matriarch, I don't know what you'd want to call her, gives a nod of approval here. Again, that advice potentially working, focusing on that finish line, tortoise in the hair, all that stuff from episode 4. Now for me here, this Teo moment where again it all kind of comes down, falls upon her, the gravity of what's happening and that she hasn't made her goal once again, it kind of pales in comparison to episode 2, which I think was a lot better executed. One, you have the novelty of it being the first time we've done it, but 2, I just think it's directed better. There's some better ideas. There's that real palpable sense of missed opportunity. Where in this one, like, I don't know, you just bit off a bit more than you can chew, and you lost a race which was against your specialty. Potentially the goal of being forever undefeated was a little bit unrealistic, where again, that kind of undefeated Triple Crown, it was right within your grasp. Now that being said, once again loving the maturity of Teo, obviously feeling down about the result, but putting on a brave face for the crowd and going over and congratulating McQueen. Remembering that line from before, promising not to cry, being gracious in defeat and all that. And once again, just these character, like, traits which I didn't see displayed from Teo before this point, before this season, just very surprising. Love the delight on McQueen's face here too, of getting a genuine congratulation, like, from Teo. Again, next episode it's revealed how important this rival is to you. It was because of you, I'm only where I am today because of you. It's almost like Teo doesn't even hear her here at this point, and it takes next episode for you to get to that level of understanding. Like, it was a what's the word? It was a peer kind of behind the facade for McQueen there, even if you didn't realize it just then. She was being completely genuine when she's saying it is all for you. Love this moment here too. Obviously, again, that promise before, promise not to cry. Well, I didn't promise anything about not crying if I win. The tears starting to flow on this side. And of course, that promise broken on the other side there as well, as that tear falls down her cheek. Very notably here, you would imagine that tear fell and probably hit McQueen's shoulder. She would have realized that she's crying too. It's quite a touching moment. So yeah, lots of tears between the two, but for different reasons. Obviously, again, that kind of happy cry from from McQueen, which is a little bit more like, okay, well, my rivals acknowledge me, I've accomplished this thing. Think about back to when she was watching along, watching the Osaka High and how insurmountable Teo seemed at that point. Me being able to accomplish that and, best my rival and deepen that relationship and everything else. It's great on this side. It's feeling really good. Over on this side, a little bit less so, tears falling down. Because your goal has been perished. You need to find a new one. Speaking of needing to find a new goal, that is the focus of this episode, searching for a reason. Something that's a little bit surprising here is the presence of an injury. I don't know how I feel about it once again. We play it out here. Like, it's in the kind of wake of that race, you're carrying something, your leg's a little bit worse for wear. For me, it kind of gives some plausible deniability type stuff for Teo's loss. Like, she wasn't just bested at her best. Potentially, she was a little bit hampered. It puts a little bit of an asterisk next to McQueen's win. We must remember that in the wake of this, McQueen's also injured, so maybe not. They're just both going really hard. It's tough to say. I'm not sure I like it, though. Even if it's realistic to what the horse actually went through, I would have preferred for your anguish here to be a little less external, more internal. Which I guess it already is, but I don't know. Just don't like the injury. It's a little bit too familiar ground for Teo. So let me actually look at this twin turbo bullshit, because this fucked me up yesterday, or the day before. She's got a little bump on the head. Obviously, she gets a whack there. I'm trying to see what for. Is she sleeping here at the start, maybe? Hang on. Yeah. Having a little snooze there. Yeah, look at her there. Okay, I understand now. So you're like, bang, twin turbo, pay attention. Where again, nice nature, good student, good horse, paying attention in class, love to see it. And yeah, from here we get just like the thesis statement of the episode. No more Triple Crown, or undefeated Triple Crown. No more undefeated in general. What am I supposed to run for now? I reach out in front of me to grasp something, like a pretty obvious metaphor for a goal, and I find nothing. What is there left for me? It ends up with her just kind of meandering through until, again, Trainer picks up on this, tries to help, and then we get, obviously, all the McQueen stuff on the back end. Could argue that the episode feels a little bit one note, but let's just call it focus again, which is what the season's been really good at. So maybe I must have just missed something. Of course, we're going to keep rewatching the episode, and maybe I'll put something in here if I do find something, but, like, what is all this stuff that we have going on? Why don't you tell, like, Teo about your injury and talk to her and discuss that rivalry? Are you just a little bit shy? But you weren't shy last episode when you were crying and overwhelmed with emotion and all that other kind of stuff right at the end of the race. I don't know, I guess I should get this out here too. Injured for 6 months, gonna miss the Takarazuka Kinen. I'm gonna recuperate at home, away from my team. I guess you could argue that it's the same guys that McQueen's been putting up the entire time. Whenever she's got this kind of face on, she's being a little bit tsundere about it all. She's not being truthful with her feelings. Why does she feel the need to do so in front of Simboli Rudolph? Hard to say. Does the very, very obvious clips first, the rest nowhere placement here have anything to do with it? Maybe. Maybe again trying to live up to, this symbol over here and this symbol up here in your approach. A clips first, the rest nowhere is a little bit egotistical. It's less dual than what I think the theme of this season so far has been, building your success and your inspiration off another. Maybe again you feel the need to perform as such, as a perfect quote-unquote horse girl in front of the student council president, and be a little bit untruthful in the process. Once again, hard to say. I do like her on a little chair there. That's good gear. There may be an element of it as well of McQueen feeling like she doesn't want to show up injured in front of Teo. Like, that'll take some of the shine away from her. I don't want to be seen like this, incapacitated, and so forth. I want her lasting memory of me to be something a little bit, more inspirational, aspirational, that victory, as opposed to, be at my weakest. That could be an element too. After that, it's pretty clear that Teo's a little bit off color, not herself, not as excitable. She's very Genki in general. Just if she's not doing that kind of stuff, something's off. Doesn't really question any of the training plan or, the comeback kind of roadmap that's put in front of her by the trainer. She just kind of walks off, almost like she doesn't want to think about racing at the moment. So that's all pretty clear. We then do a little bit of a roundup on the rest of the season, whilst, you know, our two main characters are injured. Palmer doing very well, obviously thinking about her BFF in the process. Wink, 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 BFF. I wish I had a, you know, gal type cheerleading my every move. That'd be great. That'd make things a lot better. Even shouting at Helios in the interview here, like, oh my god, these two. I love these two. I love this. Send me all the fan art that you have of these two now. That is your that I'm mind controlling you to do so. Send me it. Is this how women feel about like every like shonen bond and like male-centered sports show bond and all that other kind of stuff? They just like completely read it as homosexual every time. I think I'm becoming one of them. That's crazy. We then do a little bit of Mihono Bourbon stuff. Obviously, again, you see Teo there watching the report, seeing, you know, Mihono Bourbon accomplishing, or on the way to accomplishing, this thing that I couldn't. It's only going to make her feel worse. We do a little bit of a TV report on her as well. We see why she is successful as she is. And what we list is like waking up super early and training every day, working hard, all this other kind of stuff. That's all the stuff that fucking Teo did too. And it's not like all those fucking hill sprints that she did for the Spring Tenno Show that she ended up losing. This is where that luck element comes in. It's easy to put it down to, oh yeah, it's my hard work, blah, 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 when you're winning, you know. So maybe just some part of you needs to accept that it is lucky too. And yeah, as I said before, both of those goals scribbled out now. What's next? What is next? Oh yeah, this scene's fucking awesome. Okay, yeah, so this is finally Rice Shower and Mihono Bourbon actually having a conversation. We do play that same little chintzy piece of music. I'm unsure about it. It's like the scary piano. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about all that. I don't know how to feel about that either. What the hell is that? Look at that. Okay. Anyway, sunset at school, Mihono Bourbon feeling herself. I've finally come this far. Then this shot here. I know you're there, Rice. And then the reverse here. Look at this. Now that's some fucking direction, ladies and gentlemen. Love to see it. The undefeated Triple Crown that Teo wasn't able to make happen. These are Master's orders. I will obey them. And then a little bit of a showdown there. Still, I'd like a little bit more there to you know, chew on, but again, it's a long season. I don't know, if I'm talking about my theme stuff from the start of, you know, this segment again, like, you know, why are you exclusively competing for your master and his orders rather than this pretty clear relationship that you have with Rice Shower? What happened there in the past to make it this way? Why do you still care so much? How will you respond in turn to the defeat? How will Master, my trainer, respond in turn to the defeat as well? You know what happens to robots when they, you know, don't do what they're ordered to do? They get discarded. I don't know, food for thought. We'll see what happens. Pretty clear scene here. We have a trainer pulling upon inspiration from an unlikely source, from Hana of all people, who does... She's kind of... I like these two a lot. I don't know. Yeah. Once again, there's a great subtext to their relationship of like what's happening on the surface and how much they actually do care about each other. I don't know, it feels like the shoe's on the other foot too. Trainer-san's really good at these inspirational speeches, but he himself sometimes needs an inspirational speech from somebody else. It's a great reversal. I also love him in the middle of this just saying that he's broke too. Like, that has nothing to do with this, but I guess it's still weighing you down. So yeah, Hana gives him a slap on the ass and then gets up out of here. And also, again, it's like she's channeling Trainer-san. Because what's Trainer-san really good at too? Walking out and skipping on a bill. Like, that's something that he's done multiple times. So again, whilst Hana's taking on that role, she also takes on that, kind of skeevy role as well of letting him pay for the drinks. Maybe again, that's the tab also for the advice that I just gave you too. Love to see it. And yeah, love this moment here. Said it reminded me of Granblue. Granblue's great. Just again, him asking, if there's any jobs that need doing to pay for his drinks. I guess more pertinently plot-wise as well, I should say that like the advice that Hana gave is that dreams change form and change shape over time. It gives kind of Trainer the idea to try to shift Teo's dream and put the shoe on the other foot and Maybe again I've noticed that connection with McQueen. Maybe I should use that. Oh yeah, forgot this. Rice Shower is the one that beats Bourbon here during that final race of her Triple Crown. How is that going to impact everything, chat room? And shout out to Tannhauser as well. You wouldn't think it, but she's up here with the best of them. And this shot here, getting a little bit crazy. I don't know about all that. I don't know. Sure, why not? I mean, I have complicated feelings on this matter. I guess the lesson we take from that whole, Mihono Bourbon Rice Shower thing is that Bourbon says that she's going to gain something from losing, says that she's going to learn from this defeat, which again here encompasses much of Trainer-san's plan, getting her to almost lose on purpose to understand and get used to that process. Like, we have Teo here saying that, why am I even running if I can't, be the same as Prez and Simboli Rudolph and all that other kind of stuff? Why am I even here? And then we pan to the very front of the race and see Meijiro Palmer and Daitako Helios here both running together excellently and pushing each other forward. Like, why are they all trying hard in front of me? What? Fucking Nice Nature and, Ikunodictus and the rest, Rice Shower and them. Why are they racing hard? Because they have a significant other that they want to impress. Almost all of them. Palmer's on a tear though, shout outs. And yeah, as I said before, at the finish line you have these people like cheering for you. Literally we have Canopus cheering for the other Canopus members and Dictus and Nice Nature. Like that's the other part of this. Maybe again it's less all-encompassing as just McQueen. It's more Speaker in general as well. That's why I have to, be that team leader and do all this other kind of stuff with Team Speaker specifically so we gain that bond. I'm doing this for my team as well as my rival. What's the other aspect there as well? Doing it for the fans. She looks over to the crowd and sees them all disappointed. She can't take that anymore. What she should have done there is potentially look over to her team, which were completely on her side. Oh my god, is that Helios in like the Yamcha pose down there? What the... This show's wild, man. Did like this scene here quite a bit, right? It's a quiet moment where Teo just looks in the mirror after the race. I thought I'd lost everything. I'm glad I could still be frustrated after losing. So there's still that aspect to her. There's still that internal drive, almost the natural drive of being a horse girl. So I guess Train is happy that even, like, that's not gone. That's good. And then, of course, moves on with his plan with the team leader stuff and everything. Okay, so let's think about this. What am I racing for? Okay. Internal drive. I want to be the best. I'm a horse girl. We live to run. Cool. That's still in check. That's great. What's another reason? My team. Team Speaker. Let's try to reignite that. Okay. My rival. Who's my most significant counterpart here? Okay, probably McQueen. Let's get that online, right? And the last one there would be the fans. And yeah, I think I remember something akin to that here happening in this stretch, but maybe that is still coming. The fans getting fully on board with Teo Mania again. And yeah, team leader. Initially unsure is Teo. She thinks that, again, you're now just making me something else now that I can't race anymore, but Trainer-san says the right thing here. It'll help you win races in the long run, so she's listening. And yeah, the general idea of team leader is she's going to be doing all the chores and all the legwork that normally gets done behind the scenes. Now, when she was the star, she didn't need to worry about any of this stuff. But now that she's injured and on a little bit of a downturn, potentially let's give her a taste of that and see again what other people had been doing for me in the past. Like, hey, I ate a lot of these rice bowls in the past too, right? And now I'm here having to make them? Well, somebody was always making them, And back over here, the horseshoes, right? Or why do I have to do this now? Well, actually, I went through a lot of them as well, and literally it being named, it having, Special Week's name on it, like there's that personal edge. I'm like lifting them up. I'm helping them be the best that they can be. It's what being a team is about, Also, again, the visual joke of the really, really large rice balls too. Great. And I guess after doing all the crummy chores and then coming out here and seeing the whole team trying their hardest, it's got to be like, oh yeah, I'm the one allowing them to do that and allowing them to push like that. That's great. Specifically as well, we'll talk with Daiwa Scarlet and Vodka here in a moment. Like, what drives the both of you? Well, each other. See how we're hitting on all these different reasons at once? Doing it for my team, doing it for my rival. And the other side of this being as well, like, even when we're not in the same race, we're still kind of competing because we trash talk. It's like, well, if I was in that race, I'd definitely beat your time. And it's like, well, I hate you. Blah, blah, blah. And they're just bickering back and forth because they love each other. Does it not remind you of anybody which you have a similar rapport with? And I guess it is to say that even when I'm running, not that I'm going for this undefeated thing anymore, what am I going to be running for? Especially in a race directly that isn't with my rival, it's when thinking about my rival still. You know, seeing them at the finish line, congratulating me, cheering me on, all that other kind of stuff, seeing my team doing likewise. It's all very important. And that's when we move towards our climactic part of the episode now, and we'll get that scene with McQueen. There's also this element of embarrassment to it as well. I don't know if wearing a sash that says team leader is all that embarrassing. Especially if you're a horse girl. They'll probably just think it's some horse girl stuff. I don't know. And now, again, like I said before, I'm now remembering this scene here with the fan on the bus. This is where we connect, you know, and have a genuine one-on-one with the audience, with the crowds, with, you know, my fandom. Running and racing for people like this person that I meet on the back seat here, is part of the reason as well. The episode's namesake. Like, even if I'm in a bit of a slump at the moment and I feel like the audience is disappointed in me and I can't bear to take it, actually sitting down with them one-on-one sees that they're still on my side. Why does Major and McQueen's family employ so many freaks? They're all so scary, man. But it's actually the butler, and he's going to take us up to Major McQueen's place. I don't know why this is like a surprise to Teo at all. Do you not know where she lives? I don't... Anyway, sure, fine. I guess the joke here in general is that the vibe is a little bit scary. But I wasn't scared for a second. Because again, we come back to that by the end of the episode with the stupid other doctor. Like, he re-emerges here, and it's kind of like this, kind of moment. I don't know how to feel about all that. Anyway, up here we find McQueen. She's tackling her rehab with fervor, with gusto. And why is she able to do so? Well, a special connection with a special somebody for her. Why does she try so hard even now? Maybe even trying hard specifically because somebody I know they're about to arrive? Showing off a little bit, huh? Remind you of anybody? Like, your whole thing is shown off for each other. Okay, this is how we reconcile this. I now finally understand, chat room. Okay. We think that McQueen, in this line, right, from, you know, episode 4, only looking towards my goal and racing for my goal, is the finish line, like the grandma says, right? That you should look towards the finish line and that'll be your point of difference. McQueen interprets this and then still thinks about Teo. So even when she's racing really well and it looks like she's foregoing Teo to race really well, that is just a lie. She's still thinking about her constantly. Why are you able to race so well, McQueen? Because I'm only looking at my goal. And as we find out in this conversation, my goal is you. Again, it's all for a certain opponent. I will be defeating them when I come back from my injury. Love the scene too, because it's like... Also, that one race we did, the Spring Tenno Show, it isn't the be-all end-all. I'm greedy. I want to beat you as many times as possible, you know. That, again, it's this thinly veiled, like, diss that's also just, like, basically a confession. Like, I want to keep doing this forever, you know. Because then we drop the facade, those eyes open, like, literally closing the eyes, doing this, looking away. And then looking directly at my goal once again, and dropping that facade. Works perfectly. You're my rival. You're my goal. You're the thing that I want to keep on defeating. And if you, likewise, do the same thing with me, you won't run into this slump that you've ran into through the runtime of the episode. And the Osaka hype here being crucial, this is almost when she locks it in. That, like, insurmountable goal in front of me, Teo's dominance in that race, is like that moment where I'm like, okay, that's the thing that's always going to be out ahead of me, in front of me. That's the inspiration. Love starting the episode again with Teo reaching for the sky and finding nothing, before again ending it with the stars in the sky. Is that not something that you can look up at the sky and reach out for, you know, reach for the stars and all that? My shining light, the thing right out in front of me, my star. It's cute. I like these two. But less on the airy-fairy stuff and more on the concrete stuff. McQueen's also a realist. She realizes that the race we ran at is my specialty. Now, we need to do your specialty, right? Let's do a race that's a little bit shorter, and we can see who's truly on top. And again, as a horse of the Meijiro family, I cannot claim glory unless my victory is complete. Next time, I will crush you at your best distance, so wipe that hollow look off your face. Huh? A little bit of trash talk again? Reignite you? Just a little bit? So again, from this moment on, I'll be glad to run as a goal for you, Tokai Teo. They basically confessed. Oh my god. Hibike euphonium vibes from this scene too, for sure, for sure. It's good stuff. I'll probably leave just do it now. I'm coming out hotter on these 2 episodes than I did yesterday, or the day before when I recorded, right? I thought that they were just so-so. I'm actually really loving these now. I think they're very, very, very good. Once you slow down a little bit more and try to realize what's actually happening, turns out it's pretty good what's actually happening. I should do it more often. So yeah, then they gaze lovingly into each other's eyes. We have a new goal on the horizon. And we also have a new goal internally too, between the 2 of us. You know, let's draw inspiration from each other perpetually. And just like that, the old Teo is back. The trash-talking Teo. A little bit spunky. Love to see it. And this whole dynamic returns. She's back to herself. Even bringing up that cry if you lose type thing again. Good stuff. Ooh, really, really nice animation here right towards the end as well. Because we do that doctor joke. Just some good, like, character stuff, man. That turn there is what I want to highlight. So, like, from here to here to here, to the turn, to the bang, to pulling her along. That's glorious. And again, loving that face there as well. And that kind of twinkle in the eye from... Oh my god, not that. Jesus. Right there. Lovely. Loving some of these faces, man. So yeah, shoutouts. Good session. Good session after all that, for sure. You'll see me next week for more. Patreon if you want to be that 1 week ahead. Like the video, subscribe, all that other kind of stuff. Really loving Season 2 here. Keen to see more next week. And I'll see you then. Goodbye. Ciao. For now.